Welcome to Subramani. I think I've spoken about this article earlier, but this article really has me intrigued many times. So here is an article in something called an Elite Daily, which says if you have savings in your 20s, you're doing something wrong. The author goes on to say why you should be at that age not worried so much about. He saying a piece of advice very successful. Friend gave me was don't save money, have more money, earn more money. He nonchalantly said, pushing me into a taxi. Right, so if you spend money and you don't know from where that money is going to come, you will work harder to earn it. Right, this is somewhat like Rich Dad to Poor Dad, in the sense the rich dad tells him, don't say I don't have money, work hard to earn that money and make it happen. Right, so somewhat like this, but further what he says is not very good. He's saying I was trying to save earlier, I was trying to save money, trying not to eat, I wasn't going out with friends, I had to go to had yet to go to a club and had never been inside of a taxi. Right, this is obviously in US, and I couldn't enjoy my life because I was too busy worrying about my bank balance and my assets, etc., and I was not enjoying life. Why did I feel so guilty about spending on myself? Simply because my parents were not spending much on themselves. So it's a learnt behavior, not a behavior which comes very naturally. So what should you do in your 20s? I think the line is very clear. You should draw a line between overspending and saving or investing. Right, so don't make it an obsession. For example, if you are working in a city like Mumbai and your take home pay is say 70,000 rupees, right, you're 23 years of age or 24 years of age, you're not paying rent, you're not paying for food, you're not paying for any of the luxuries that you enjoy, no, not paying for electricity, nothing. So technically speaking, the whole 70,000 rupees can be invested or the whole 70,000 rupees can be spent. Technically that is the position. Now if you go on spending all the money, first of all it creates a bad habit. So I thought this article needs a rebuttal. First of all, it creates a habit saying spend whatever you have. Then even when you earn more, the tendency is to just upgrade. Right, so you upgrade from a mini taxi service to a prime taxi service. Right, so you do those kind of stuff, so which means you will never learn how to save. You will only keep on spending more and more and more. So that's not a very sensible thing to do. But then this is the view of a 62-year-old and that is the view perhaps of a 26-year-old. Right, so there is going to be a huge conflict between what he thinks is right and what I think is right. But I thought this article requires some more rebuttal. So he says that the earlier generation, which is in America, they were getting married in their 20s and they were struggling with their mortgage and diapers. Right, so maybe it's true. Maybe today you are 25 years of age or 27 years of age or 30 years of age and you have not yet decided whether to get married. And even if you get married, you are not sure whether you are going to have kids. So somebody who is double income, no kids, decided not to have kids, can live differently. But once you decide that you're going to have kids, you need to start making some changes in your lifestyle and say, okay, 4 years of my life I've enjoyed well, now I will start investing. So to say that in your 20s you should not have savings but you should have experiences is great, but is not does not sound too good. And okay, look at the things that he says. When you're worried too much about your bank statement, you're not making your own. You're not making your own life. I don't know. I don't agree with that. So, when you're saving for yourself, you're refusing to bet on yourself. He says, when you're confident that you're going to earn well in the later on years, why should you invest so much? Obviously, this guy has not read about compounding. He does not understand the impact of $100 or 100 rupees saved when you're at 23 is very different from the $100 that you save when you're 62. Right? That's a huge difference between the power of n. He just doesn't seem to understand the power of n. When you have something to bank on, you probably have nothing to reach for. He says, wow, you got money in the bank, but you're not aiming hard enough. I don't agree with this, because I think you have to invest your time in creating your social wealth, in creating your financial wealth, in creating your health wealth, and in creating your own business opportunities, which means your eyes and ears have to be open to look for business opportunities if you want to really create wealth for yourself in the long run. if you live your life by numbers, you strip yourself of poetry, maybe, but doing both also makes sense. And also it means you know how to plan, right? So if you, in your business also, you need to plan. So if you don't plan your life, maybe in your business also you may not be a good planner. So learn to plan well. When you die, you can't take all your money with you, that's true. But when I fall ill and I can't earn for a month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months, I know that my dividends or appreciation in my property or appreciation in my equity portfolio will take care of my requirements. That's also very important. When you deprive yourself, you don't learn how to treat yourself well. I have my views, and my views are different from what this fellow is saying. So let us, what are the other things to which I have an objection to what he's saying? First of all, I don't agree with many of the things which he says. So the article begins with the advice that the author received from a friend, right? And he explains it like this is the mecca of advice or something like that. I don't agree even with that. And I don't know whether you enjoy your life because you're spending money. Yes, you need to spend some money, but drawing that fine balance as to how much you will spend versus how much you will invest also has to be made. So if you had invested, like, let me put it this way, if your grandfather had invested when he started earning and that money had come to you, you would be very happy, right? If that didn't come, maybe it's time for you to start building that legacy from where you can withdraw. Nobody is asking you to save money as some sacrifice. You're saving money because tomorrow or day after tomorrow, when you get sacked or when you're unwell and your boss asks you to do something, you can say, go take a walk, I have enough money. You at least want that, right? And one more sentence which he uses, when did our 20s start to feel like our 40s? That may be true, but today I've seen people who are broke even in their 40s. Standard of living is way too high compared to what that person can really afford, but does not seem to bother people. So some of these good things, some of these bad things would spread, and then and says, what memorable experience does money in the bank give you? This is also a line from his book, and or rather his article. And well, there are many things, right? If you are unemployed, it is useful. If your brother has a problem and he does not have money to pay for medical or something and he's been postponing, you can step in, right? So all those are advantages of having money and your money working for you. You decide how you want to react. Thank you.